Hello, everybody. Welcome to the opening show in our conference preview series. And we're kicking things off out east in the America East, to be more precise. And the captain, Mike Holland, joins me now for a breakdown of this 9-team league. Recording live from somewhere, this is One and Done.
Get out the insurance cards, get out the copays. The office is open, my friends. Brought to you by drroto.com.
It's time once again for everybody to come aboard that One and Done train. Welcome to One and Done. Bienvenidos a todos a One and Done, your fast break of college basketball información. We're powered by the galaxy's greatest website. If you didn't know, now you know. It's drroto.com. My name is Jay Heinrich, your sometimes humble host, and happen to be the conductor of the aforementioned One and Done train. Follow me on X at Dr. William Cannon. Check out my latest review of the Clips record that just dropped. If you're interested in that, go over there and check out my thoughts on that one. But do yourself a favor and follow this man first. Around here, he's known as El Capitan. Around these parts, the captain of the One and Done ship at MC Holland 34 on X. The OG Money Mike, Mr. Mike Holland. Mike, we are opening up our conference preview series, 110 days from tip-off of college basketball season as we film live right now. And I can't wait till it gets here. First conference preview show tonight. How you feeling?
Yeah, I'm excited, man. Typically we sort of bundle the mid-majors together, at least some of the what we consider, lower mids. But hey, we're going to go ahead and go conference by conference this year, starting out for the 25-26 season, man. So I'm pretty excited to do that. 9 teams in this conference, like you said, man. And, we're going to talk about a team that every year that we do this, it seems like they're the odds-on favorite, and that probably is not going to change here, man. But, yeah, excited to kind of dive in and talk a full conference preview tonight.
Breaking down conferences in mid-July, because why not? What else would you rather be doing? I mean, what are you watching? It's an all-star break in baseball. I mean, so there's not even baseball games being played right now.
You're watching the
MLS
ESPYs.
going on. Oh, okay. Catching that OJ joke that Shane Gillis fit in on the on the monologue last night.
100%.
Good stuff there, and good stuff, obviously, to you for hanging out with us right here on One and Done. Push all those buttons, like and subscribe if you can. It's scrolling right there on the bottom of your screen on all the socials. That's where you can find us, at One and Done CBB. And guess who's pushing those buttons tonight? The Hall of Famer himself, CC Hustle, behind the scenes at The Real Napier on X. Our guy Nape, shout out to you, Chris, for pushing those buttons tonight. And then still up in summertime shy or whatever he's doing up there, it's our guy Eric the Blue at Fantasy Nav in those Twitter streets, the best fantasy follow this side of the Mississippi. Give him a follow as well. But make sure you push those like and subscribe buttons right here on YouTube. If you're watching on X, get over to YouTube and push the buttons so you don't miss one single solitary minute of our college basketball coverage. All right, Mike, let's get to it. America East overview. Last year, on Ken Palm's strength of conference rating, 26th out of 31. So not the, bottom of the barrel, and even though not a great conference, our guy Cam hopping in the live chat to hang out with us. Join Cam in the live chat. Good to see you, man. CT hugging, C thugging in there. Always good to see you. Hop in the live chat with Cam as we talk about Vermont's domination of this conference since 2016, Mike. But then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Bryant sort of just found a way to break through, winning both the regular season and conference tournament championships, earning them a 15 seed and losing to Tom Izzo's best Michigan State team in like a decade. So that was your reward for winning the America East, and you get bounced in the opening round. So anything you want to mention, Mike, about this conference before we get started with our tiers?
I don't know what's going on with this conference where home court isn't quite the advantage that it is around the country. When you look at it, of those 31 conferences last year, 32 the previous year, obviously we lost the old Pac-12, but the America East has finished 28th or worst in home win percentage in 6 of the last 7 years. So not too hard to go on the road and win this one. So if you can protect home court in this league, you got a pretty good shot at it. And I think we're going to see a step back. I mean, there's a lot of talent gone. Look, last year 4 teams were sub 300 on Kim Palm, nearly 5 because UMBC was at 299th. When you look at our friends over at Torvik, they have 7 of the 9 teams projected to be sub 300 in in adjusted efficiency. So, yeah, somebody's got to win the league, and there's a couple of teams that we're going to talk about in our tiers that are going to have a pretty good shot to do that. And we'll talk about every team here in this conference. That's what we want to do.
Mike, I bet our very intelligent college basketball viewers probably already know the 2 teams that are going to end up in our high tier. I bet they know, but we're going to go through it anyway. And yes, a little bit of a change in format for our conference preview shows this year, at least for some of these mid-majors. We're going to give you just some tiers and give you some quick breakdowns of these teams, some people that have left, some people to look for, and some overall thoughts on it. So let's start with our world-famous tiers here, Mike, and the low tier, as a matter of fact. And we have 4 teams hanging out down here at the we could call it the foundation, maybe. Maybe the building blocks, if you will. That's Binghamton, New Hampshire, UMass Lowell, and NJIT. Mike, where do you want to start?
We'll start right there with the Binghamton Bearcats. Look, they were 7-9 last year. A lot of these teams in this conference are looking at new rosters. Really, it's college basketball. You're basically going to have 50% plus turnover on 300 plus teams. So, unfortunately, they lost forward Gavin Walsh to the portal. He was 3rd team All A East, put up 11-11 last year. So not going to have him, but they do return solid guard Evan Ash. He averaged 6 points per game. And look, they did a little bit of work in the portal here. LaSalle transfer for Demetrius Lilly. Like, he's a solid player, averaged 8 and 6. I think he's going to really improve on those numbers as his usage goes up and going to get some more playing time here for Binghamton. But overall, Jay, there's some major concerns with just overall size of this team. If there's enough shooting on this team and how they're going to hold up defensively, I don't know that they're going to be able to get too many stops here. So that's the Bearcats there. Binghamton, the New Hampshire Wildcats, they were 6-10 last year, going to be one of the youngest teams in the country. They did get sharpshooting guard Posier back. He averaged 6.5 points per game. This is another roster that is on the smaller side that's going to struggle getting stops. Now, they may be able to get some more stops within the conference, obviously, because there's not a ton of size in this conference. But when you look at the non-con, like, they're going to have some real trouble getting stops with teams with size here. So that'll kind of wrap up the Wildcats here. And I'll do one more here, Jay, before I kick it back over to you. I'll do UMass Lowell, the Riverhawks, 6-10. I remember last year we had them up in the high tier. Really kind of an underperformance there. They lost all their key contributors. We liked what they had last year. A lot of transfers and a lot of freshmen that need to step up for this program. One guy that probably needs to kind of be the linchpin there is going to be Jared Frey. He averaged 8 points per game for Stony Brook. He's a guard. I think he's going to need to have a big year to kind of offset not just some offensive issues that they're looking at, but some defensive issues as well with this team. So that kind of wraps up Binghamton, New Hampshire, and UMass Lowell. What about NJIT there, Jay?
Yes, the New Jersey Institute of Technology Highlanders, indeed. Unfortunately, Mike, according to many metrics, they're projecting to be like one of the cellar dwellers in the entire country. When you go 3-13 in conference play and then you bring a lot of people back, retention's good, continuity's good, but they didn't win a lot of games last year, right? So Sebastian Robinson averaged 12 points a game for them last season, entered the portal, dipped his toes into the waters of the portal, pulled him out, decided was going to stay at NJIT. So if he can take a step forward, they're going to need him. They're going to need everything that he can bring. And hopefully for Highlander fans, they can use some of that cohesiveness and build on a tough season last year. Riley and Peanut Butter Posse hopping in as well. Good to see everybody in the live chat. Keep them going tonight, and make sure you push those like and subscribe buttons as well. You might as well hit the notification bells too, because we're breaking down every single conference here this season. We're going to bring them all to every conference, Mike. Is that right?
That's what we're even going to throw in the Ivy for good measure
okay, so
this
you
year.
Were picking up what I was putting down, right? Last year I had to cover my mouth and say, except the Ivy. Every conference this year I went and done breaking it all down. So make sure you have those notifications on, like and subscribe button. so you catch it all. All right, Mike, what do you say we head to the mid tier? The old
mid?
It's
been a while.
It's been a while. Yeah, the old mid tier indeed. And we've got 3 teams. Mike, we got a little pyramid, not pyramid scheme, but
Yeah,
just
it's
a
like,
pyramid
okay, I
here
got you.
working with Albany, UMBC, and Maine, of course. Boom, right there on the screen. Pow, right there. Look at it. Right as we talk about it, it shows up on your viewing device. And I'm going to take the first team on this tier, Mike, if you don't mind. Albany Great Danes, 8-8 in the conference last year, and a lot of new faces, but brought in some experience from the portal. Fordham transfer guard Will Richardson. You look at a conference like this without a ton of just real stars that stand
Yeah.
out. And sometimes a change of scenery from a guy like Will Richardson can be exactly what you need to be that standout type of player. Albany is going to need him to fulfill that and then some. He is sort of thought of as one of those top guards in the conference. Amir Lindsay coming back for that backcourt as well after a nice freshman year last year. I think they'll be competitive. Mid-tier feels right for Albany, Mike.
Yeah, I'm with you there, man. I think they got a chance to be at that 7-8 win mark again. A team going up to that 7-8-9 win mark in the mid tier would be UMBC. They were 5-11 last year. The Retrievers of number 1 seed Slayer Lore from man, that was a long time ago now. It seems like that's crazy to think about. But when Virginia was just messing around and got knocked out as the number 1 seed before Purdue did it. But the Retrievers, man, projected to be one of the better offenses in the conference. They're going to return a good amount of production from last year. They have a pretty solid backcourt combination. Ace Valentine, he averaged 8 points per game last year. They have a really solid transfer in Old Dominion guard here, Devin Caesar. He's pretty tough, and the defensive end looks like a major concern, like a lot of these teams. So really, Jay, I think a lot of this is going to come down to who can play a lot of, some really good defense in this low and mid tier to kind of boost themselves up. Because I think in our high tier, we'll have some better defensive teams, or at least outlooks for those teams. And then you have the Maine Black Bears here, 10-6. Obviously a big loss with Kellen Tynes, the American East Defensive Player of the Year. He's out of eligibility, but they were able to retain some guys. Might be a struggle offensively, unless someone like Quinnipiac transfer guard Ryan Mabry could potentially get it going for them. But this program hangs its hat on the defensive end, and they're going to be in every single game, Jay. So we'll see if one of these teams can take a step forward. I think if it's any team, I think it's probably going to be Maine that can challenge for maybe a high tier here.
Oh, okay. So you kind of beat me to it there. That's your out of the teams in that mid tier right there. You feel like Maine has the best chance to maybe take that jump up and contest with these top.
I see we got the old ace flag reference in here, as if he's gonna come in and change the entire program right here. Nah, I mean, he's a solid player. I mean, it's just obviously the name, right? It's we'll see. Be a solid player for them early out of the gates for him. So, but yeah, I think overall, I think Maine's got a chance to be, one of those teams that could surprise me. Ace being 6'7" freshman. Yeah, I mean, I think you could probably do some things for them. But I don't know. We have to wait and see. They got some upside and some potential there, obviously.
In these mid-major conferences, just that's all you ask for, really, as a coach or a fan. Just, is there any upside? Like, is there a path to get to where we actually want to be by the end of the year? And it sounds like to you and to us here at One and Done, Maine checks off a lot of those boxes. And the live chat, of course, knowledgeable live chat as always, coming in clutch. Join Peanut Butter Posse and Riley and our guy Cam, CT Huggins, C Thuggin, in there dropping Kid Cudi references earlier. I don't know if you're a hip hop guy, Cam, or not. I don't remember if we talked about that when we met up at the Final Four. But check out that Clips album. And then also Freddie Gibbs and the Alchemist are dropping Alfredo 2 here in about a week. So check that out if that's your lane of music. All right, Mike. Everybody's already pushed the like and subscribe buttons, I'm sure. I'm sure they've already done that. I'm sure they already hit that notification bell. Boom, right there. Yep. It's like more like a gong, like the Undertaker gong or whatever. But whatever it is, just push the button, okay? Do yourself a favor, because we're going to be covering every single one of these conferences across the country all off season long. And we're going to finish this one up first, getting to Vermont and Bryant on this last tier. Yeah, I mean, we kind of knew going in, right? Like these are going to be the two teams. These are the teams talked about throughout the offseason. These are the only two teams that really, I mean, we talked about it at the beginning. Like Vermont had basically just, it had been their conference for about a decade. And then Bryant comes through, wins the regular season, wins the conference tournament, and then usually with a school like this at this level, that means you also lose your coach, which is exactly what happened to Bryant. But why don't we start first with Vermont, Mike? The what's the word I'm looking for? Just the annual favorites
Sustained
usually out front.
success.
Yeah, exactly. So what about Vermont stands out to you, Mike?
The coach, pretty good. Obviously, to have this type of success in this league for this long, Coach John Becker. So obviously, a huge advantage there for them every single year. And yes, they lost some key guys, but that happens every year with this team, and they just reload. And luckily for them, I mean, they returned all league guard TJ Hurley, 16 points per game, first team all A East last year. Back with them is TJ Long, averaged double digits for them last year, so really solid backcourt. Then they brought in some really good transfer talent. Ben Johnson comes through; he averaged 11 points per game at Bellarmine. Jackson Skipper from Oral Roberts, even Gus Yalden at a big dipper, as you like to say, Jay, coming over from the Big East over at Seton Hall. I don't see this thing slowing down anytime soon. I think it's just going to keep on chugging, and they're going to challenge, obviously, for the crown. As old Ryan Osterman jumps in here saying they're the number one spot for this conference.
Yeah, our friend Ryan from over at Bracket Bids and bracketbids.com was agreeing with you there that Vermont feels like that team this season. A lot of juice on both ends of the floor, Mike, and they should be and will be the odds-on favorite to win the league and take back that crown once again, but not without a fight from Bryant, of course. 14-2 last year, but a different looking team, a different looking sideline. As head coach Phil Martelli Jr. took that VCU opening this offseason. New head coach Jamin Christian, last 2 years spent overseas in Italy.
Oh yeah,
Mike, little international flair
yeah.
here. I'm a fan of some of the international rules, like no offensive goaltending.
You
I
love
like
that.
the trapezoid. I do that. That's the worst rule in sports. But either way, what Coach Christian's going to bring over from his experience overseas, obviously, a team that has also lost a lot. Earl Timberlake, player of the year in the conference. Rafael Pinzon, first team all conference, out of eligibility. Barry Evans followed coach to VCU. So I mean,
yeah,
there's some big shoes to fill in a conference where the king in the castle, Vermont, is looking to get back on top, and you've lost your guys.
Yeah.
Right? Like these were those dudes. So why are you still high though on the Bulldogs, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, they still have talent. Obviously, those guys that you just mentioned, they were a huge part. I mean, the last couple of seasons, we've been putting these guys in the high tier, just waiting for Bryant. We kept saying like last year's Bryant and UMass Lowell, like which one, can take over at least for a year. And I would say, like you said earlier, Vermont's probably a big betting favorite here to win this one. I do see Bryant sliding back. I don't think they're going to go 14-2. I could see them being, an 11-win team, and a lot of that has to do with Ja'Kai Robinson, really the lone contributor from last year's team that's back as a former Miami product. I'm expecting him to have a huge breakout year. Jalen Young, it feels like we talk about him every season. He's in the transfer portal. Played at Memphis, Maryland. He's going to get a chance to shine in the AE. They also got to transfer Quincy Allen from Chicago State. He averaged 9 points per game, so he's more of a proven front court presence for this, Bulldog team here. So it's just hard not to imagine that they won't take a step back offensively when you lose someone like Rafael Pinzon, who was really, he started his career at St. John's. You had Earl Timberlake, who was really good at Memphis, started his career at Miami. Barry Evans, who was at St. Bonaventure in the A10, comes down and, second team all league player. Like that's a lot of talent. You lose your coach, but just mentioned, Robinson, Allen, Young, like it's not like they're devoid of talent. And I think they still have some upside, at least offensively. And we'll see what they're able to bring to the table defensively, I think their upside's a little bit better than what you see from our mid to low tiers here.
Man, I'm looking right now on one of those sites where if you wanted to, perhaps put money onto something in the future. Bryant, actually, the favorite. Oh, no, I'm sorry. This was last year. So scratch all of that. They haven't updated this stuff yet. I was looking for, it says 25, 26 on the top, but that made sense for last year. But this year, obviously, Vermont looking to rebound and take over. I was trying to get out in front of this, Mike, and look for some futures, but maybe it was on me for thinking that we were going to get America East futures in July. That was optimistic.
Hey, man, I love it.
I wanted to jump the gun there. But yeah, so scratch all of that. But either way, if you let me flip it and reverse it and ask you this question: if you had to bet on a team to finish second, would you rather bet on Maine, or would you rather take Bryant?
Ooh, that's more of a question of like fulfilling upside versus kind of what we've known from Maine, which is, we're going to finish third or fourth. Like, we're going to be competitive. That's just what Maine does. So you're talking about, we talk floor ceiling. We'd love to say that, right? Floor for Maine, I think it's pretty solid. I think the ceiling though for Bryant, just with the roster that they have, when you compare the two, I just think it's got enough juice to finish second and should finish second in the league.
Love it. We had to get something betting in wise.
100%.
If I couldn't bring the actual line for next year, we were going to get a question in there. So I love it. Good stuff there. Darren making his appearance on the show. We love our guy Darren, who is always interacting with us over on the socials, reminding us and everybody else that he will not play Jaden Epps in DFS this upcoming season. Shout out to you, Darren, for hopping in. Better late than never, and never late is better. Another Drake reference on the show. That's like 2 shows in a row now with the Drake reference. So that's probably more than enough. Okay.
We'll wait till the NBC conference preview.
All right, very good. Love to hear that, and I love to see the live chat on fire tonight. We're doing America East, Mike, and we still got the OGs in the live chat.
That's what we love.
Always makes for a great show. Good to see everybody in there. Darren, Peanut Butter Posse, Ryan Osterman, Riley, and CT Huggin, our guy Cam. Always good to see everybody in there hanging out with us on a random night on July when we film this live for the America East. So shout out to all of you for hanging out with us. And if you're interested, and if I know some of you, I know you will be, it's the A-Sun next. Mike, we're going to bring everybody some A-Sun talk, preview that conference, break it down. Probably looking to do these shows, Mike, the same sort of time frame, shooting for that 20 to 25 minute, maybe 30-minute shows on a lot of these to get you as much information into as little amount of time as possible to get you ready for the upcoming season. So thanks for hanging out with us tonight. That man right there, you see him, right there that way? That's El Capitan himself. He's the captain of the one and done ship at MC Holland 34 on X. At the Real Napier pushing the buttons tonight. The Hall of Famer CC Hustle at Fantasy Nav in those Twitter streets. Eric the Blue getting you those graphics. And, man, I can't believe it. Or 110 days out.
One down.
Already start one down.
30 more to go.
30 more to go. And what better place to do it than right here on One and Done. So take care of yourselves. Tell somebody that you love them. And hit those like and subscribe buttons so you don't miss anything that we're doing. We'll see you next time. My name is JayHeinRich. Come again.
Thanks for stopping by the office. Get your fantasy prescription by subscribing to the channel and checking out drroto.com. And until the next visit, be well and take care.